Good afternoon and welcome to a Rebels Radio update, an interview with joint manager Neil Baker following the game yesterday at Daventry. Hi Neil, how are you?
How are you? Very well. Yourself, John?
Yeah, I'm not bad. It's a lovely, beautiful day. 3 points would have been better than one yesterday, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an absolute kick in the teeth. We were great yesterday. We worked ever so hard. I felt that we probably deserved to win the game. I didn't feel that Jake had an awful lot to do, to be honest. They scored an absolute worldie to go 1-0 up.
Against the run of play.
Yeah, against run of play. I think we just had 5 or 6 corners on the bounce, and they've gone up the other end. And you can't put it down to poor defending or anything like that. You just have to take your hat off and say, it was a great strike from Ashley Robinson.
So let's break it down and start from the start. How was the journey up? How was the whole day for you?
Yeah, it's, we have great days when we get the coach to away games. Everyone got together. Obviously, there was a few new lads on the coach. They had a bit of an initiation whereby
excellent rendition of Peter Andre by
Steve Duff had a mysterious girl which he sang on the coach, much to the amusement of all the lads. But it's great to get involved, and then Dan sent him also a bit of R. Kelly's "I Believe I Can Fly."
Although he was mostly getting drowned out by you.
Yes, I was having a little sing along because I quite like that song. But no, it was a great journey up, and we were in high spirits. We got there in plenty of time. We were really looking forward to the game, and hoping that we could go there and win the game.
And they got a good setup there at Daventry. Very nice facilities. Pitch was a bit bobbly.
Yeah, great little setup, to be honest. The pitch last year when we played there was absolutely fantastic. So we were a little bit disappointed with it. It was but then with the weather we've had, it's very difficult. So it was very bobbly. It wasn't easy to play football on, but we gave it a good go, and we tried to play at the right times.
And what about the team news?
Yeah, we didn't make an awful lot of changes. The only real change was we brought Jamie McClurg back in, which effectively was for Jake Parsons. Jake wasn't 100% fit, so we pushed George out wide, which left us with a very strong bench. It's tough decisions at the moment, and we'll have tougher decisions going forward.
Was Jake fully fit?
Yeah, I think he was. I would say he was probably. He could come on and do a job for us. It was as simple as that. He probably wouldn't have been able to play 90, but he could do a good stint.
Okay, and then the game started off quite frantically. There was, as you say, the pitch was both sides were struggling to adjust to, and it was a lot of tension out there and not a lot of quality in probably the first 20-25 minutes.
Yeah, first 25 minutes I thought was poor. It actually flew by. I think me and John turned around at one point and said, "Come on, it's not great to watch." And then to be fair, it kicked off a little bit, and we started to take control of the game, and then as we say, they scored against a run of play, and it meant that we had to step it up again.
Were you disappointed having such pressure and not making it count?
Not really. I don't think we had fantastic chances as such. We had a lot of possession. We had a lot of territorial advantage, but I don't think we really worked their keeper that hard in that period. Obviously, when you're on top, you want to try and get in the lead, but that wasn't to be the case today.
And so then going in, an immediate response from Warren Harris. There was some controversy, some people saying the free kick shouldn't have been a free kick. What did you make of it?
To be honest, it didn't really see, so I didn't even realise they were arguing about it. So, at the end of the day, free kicks are given, again, that maybe you don't think of free kicks, and that's part of football, unfortunately. And we took advantage of a good ball in from Ryan, I think, and Warren passed it, great little touch across goal, and Eddie just nonchalantly sort of put it over the keeper. So we're delighted to have a response so quickly, and it put us in the ascendancy, I think.
Yeah, George Short had a great chance just before half time. It would have been great to go in 2-1 up, but I guess at 1-1 quite a solid start, and then kind of refocus and regroup at half time.
Yeah, I mean, George's it was a good strike. It was probably a little bit too high, to be honest. I think if he'd kept it down, he would have scored. We were delighted with George yesterday. He's not a natural left winger or anything, but we weren't asking him to be a left winger. We were asking him to come in a bit, and sometimes it does take a little bit of time to adjust to a new position. But we thought he'd done really well yesterday. It'd have been great to go in 2-1 up, but 1-1 we went in and we were pretty happy with the first half performance, and we all believed that we'd go on and win the game.
So what did you say in the change room at half time?
Not an awful lot, to be honest. It was more about taking a chance the second half and keeping the pressure up. And we said, hopefully that their legs will begin to tire and we can try and take advantage of it. In the end, it didn't actually work out to that way because they got themselves back in the game. But
yeah, so we started the second half brightly, made that pay, scored a goal, and then we're leading 2-1. They made 3 substitutes. Their subs seemed to make a bit of an impact in the game.
Yeah, it was a great goal, great finish from Warren Harris. It's typical Warren, to be honest, to score in big games. He often does. Great player. And then they brought on probably Ross Alton, who for us is their best player. I mean, we were delighted when we saw he was on the bench. I think he makes them tick, to be honest. He's a very, very good player. Every time I've seen him, he's tricky. He puts good balls in the box, and as I say, he come on and he made a bit of a difference for them. But it wasn't till the final sort of 10 minutes that they really, really sort of started to get on top. I mean, I felt we were pretty comfortable. Summers hadn't made a save pretty much in the second half, so we felt pretty comfortable. But in those types of games when things are tight, they're still on a great run at home. They're going to throw everything at you, and unfortunately we got that ultimate sucker punch.
And what did you make of it? It came deep into injury time. There's been some talking about how the referee found the additional minutes and times. What did you think of him?
It's a difficult one, really. I wasn't overly looking at the time. Unders always keeps an eye on the time, and he'd said it was in the 94th minute. To be honest, we had the ability to see that game out. I think we were a little bit naive with the way we were. Jake had the ball, and unfortunately his kick wasn't great, and it put us on the back foot. And unfortunately, we gave a free kick away. Just outside the box, and any ball that's lobbed into the box when there's 20 odd people in the box, there's always a chance that it could fall for somebody because it's very difficult to actually clear your lines, and unfortunately it fell to one of their players, and he's finished it nicely, and obviously they've celebrated like they won the league. I mean, I can understand why they celebrated the way they did, because in reality it probably saw us off for the season. They probably saw that as long as we didn't beat them, it's very unlikely that we'd get above them this season. So for that reason, I can understand why they celebrated. But a couple of them probably said a few things that we weren't too happy with. So,
would you like to elaborate on that at all?
No, not really. They just come over towards the bench and sort of getting in our faces a little bit. To be fair, we didn't respond, and you just got to take that on the chin. So.
Yeah, there certainly was, for people that weren't there, there was certainly a lot of exuberance, right, both on scoring that equaliser and then at the final whistle. They really were celebrating, and I guess it just shows what it means to beat Slough.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it feels like we were beat, but I mean, they listen, they've had a great season so far, so you've got to take your hats off to them. We're disappointed. We felt that we deserved to win the game, and
it was a very quiet, subdued atmosphere afterwards, almost like it felt like a loss. Obviously, just sacrificing those 2 points, and I know you and John talk of lives, and that's potentially another life gone, because you said draws aren't lives.
Yeah, it is. It's a disappointing result, because if we'd won the game, we'd have made a bit of ground on Barton and not lost any ground on anyone else, and unfortunately, it's made it harder for us. But we said that it's not going to be easy. There's sides that are winning. I mean, Kettering just seem to be on absolute fire at the moment, and you wonder when they're Rugby come away with a great win, and Dunstable were comfortable, and so it's a case that we've probably got to look to try and get above Barton. And listen, Barton are totally in the driving seat. They've had a great season, and they're a point behind us with 3 games in hand. Obviously, we can influence that a little bit by trying to take 3 points off them, but it makes it very, very difficult for us. But we're still in there, we're still fighting. I think after our Christmas, I think me and John probably thought that we might have too much to do, and it might prove to be that. But whatever happens, we've actually put together a really good squad of players now, and I think we're good enough to beat anyone in our league. And I firmly believe that if it isn't this season, it will be next season. But we're still pushing for this season. We still believe we'll get in the playoffs. The lads don't. They're not too disappointed. Obviously disappointed not to win the game, but they still firmly believe that they can get in there. So listen, it's going to be tough, and it's probably going to go down to the wire, but we'll keep fighting.
What does the week ahead hold for you?
We won't do anything Tuesday. We're going to get 4 or 5 lads a game, which we're going to go and watch. We'll keep an eye on obviously results in our league, but I don't think there'll be much that will be helpful to us this week. And then Thursday we'll train well on Thursday, and obviously Leighton Town at home on Saturday. We might be bringing in a player this week, and we'll probably announce another player as well. So things will be happening.
Good. Well, thank you very much for your time as ever. After what was a difficult end to a game and a long trip away, the bus was certainly a little bit of a quiet place on the way home, but I'm sure you've got it in you to turn the boys around, and look forward to speaking to you next Saturday.
Yeah, lovely. Cheers. See you.
Good afternoon.